Governor's spoken about it, the previous panel has spoken about it. So I have a group of speakers that are going to join me and look at how we make financial inclusion real here in Jordan. The Governor said earlier that it's 25% of Jordan's population that is banked. So what do we need to do to get that number up? I want to leave this stage with some key recommendations. Key recommendations for the government, key recommendations for the private sector on how we can improve financial inclusion. And so I'm going to introduce my panel of speakers who are going to help me get to these key recommendations. So to my right, to your left, is Jawad Ahmadi, who is head of MENA for GSMA. I have Ahmed Al-Hanandej, who's CEO of Zain Jordan, so I've got my telcos people to my right. To my left, I have Ahmed Khalil, who's country manager for Jordan of Finance in Motion, and then Muna Suktian, who's managing director of Microfund for Women. So I also encourage you all to join in the discussion. If you have questions, if you have recommendations, please do put your hand up. I want you all to join in. So I want to start by asking each of my panelists quickly to introduce themselves, introduce their institution, and then say why financial inclusion is important to Jordan from their perspective. Okay, Muna, you start. Thank you.
Thank you. So many people asked what my accident was. The official story is that I was racing so quickly that I bumped into the person in front of me while skiing. But that's the real story is not so interesting. But the fact that I'm here today as the head of a microfinance institution, I think is a step in the right direction for financial inclusion. 2 years ago, we weren't invited to these events, and now that shows how actually the work that we're doing with the colleagues I have from microfinance is that it is a sector that's being taken seriously. Microfunds for Women is a non-profit company. We celebrated last year our 28th year anniversary. And just to give you an idea, we have 136,000 clients all over the Jordan. We service them through 55 branches. 60 branches. Our portfolio is 55 million JDs, and we have 619 employees. So that gives you an idea of our scale. We specialize in providing financial services to the non-bank. So people who can't go to a bank to access finance because they don't have enough collateral, these are the people that we really care about. And it's definitely a growing sector in Jordan, and it has been a success story. We'll go more into that later. So what we provide them with in terms of services are credit, microinsurance, and non-financial services. Looking forward, we have exciting projects at the frontier for financial inclusion. One of them is mobile inclusion. So how are we going to transfer all our clients into having mobile money so that they can transact from that? We've taken steps already towards that. How are we going to deal with non-Jordanians? We already are giving loans to Syrian refugees, but we're looking at the whole segment of non-Jordanians, which came up to be almost a third of our population. So how are we going to include those as well? And we're looking at the SME sector, which is a little bit higher than the micro. So these are the places where we're growing. It's very important to include all these people to have one cohesive economy.
Thank you. I mean, micro enterprises have an incredibly important role to play in the financial inclusion context. So we'll hear more from you later. Ahmed, would you like to introduce yourself and your company and what you're doing here in Jordan?
So I work in financial inclusion and advisor. We focus on development finance, and we manage 4 funds with a total assets of 1.6 billion euros, and we operate mainly in Latin America, also operate in the Middle East and Southeastern Europe. We have primary focus on achieving economic and social and political impact, and also to encourage economic creation and also positive development.
And what is, might tell us what you see the importance of financial inclusion, the benefits of financial inclusion to your daily people?
I mean, definitely finance inclusion, which actually enhance the economic development, and also elevate poverty, majority. However, financial inclusion has to be achieved responsibly. Yeah, and this is one of the important things. Also, I see that financial inclusion goes hand in hand with new products, new technology, and also with financial education. So this is very important.
The financial literacy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, let's move on to my mobile friends. Let's talk about the importance of financial inclusion to you and to Zain as a company.
Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, I'm here to present a telecom model, Zain the reason that we're interested in trying to get really involved into the financial inclusion. We consider the financial inclusion as one of the channels that can help maximizing the utilization of the huge infrastructure that we have all across the country. We have seen in the last few years major internet penetration, internet inclusion is reaching to its maximum level in the last few years. Smartphone penetration is getting so high, which means people are highly dependent on technology, they're highly dependent on internet. The thing is that we want these channels to offer a more diversified lifestyle services, and part of it is the financial inclusion, which we think beneficial for us as a telecom operator, because this is very important with the high ratio of unbanked people in Jordan, and at the same time it's good for the economy because it will increase the opportunity for more SOHOs, SMEs, individual initiatives, and the fact of the unbanked, the female has a much higher rate of unbanked people, which is much higher than the male in Jordan. When we say 70% unbanked, actually it's unfair for the woman, where they're 90% unbanked when it comes to the female. With very low investment opportunities outside Amman in the government, I believe the solution is to open up the channels for financial inclusion for the people in the governments where they can create their own opportunities. For us as a telecom operator, we are enabled with a huge infrastructure investment on the ground that can serve the financial inclusion efforts, that can help an easy access to finance, that can improve the financial payments, and as we always say, with the virtual world coming strongly to the scene, and with people living within that virtual world, with trade moving into social platforms as an international trend, with so many e-commerce initiatives that we see coming up every day, one of the main barriers for those startups in Jordan is the payment. So financial inclusion will create payment channels that will make it easy for people to create their own projects on the internet, on the virtual world. So that's in summary where we as telecom.
We're going to come back to the mobile financial services and the tech in a bit. So Jared, say what GSMA is doing and what financial inclusion is.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. The GSMA is the Global Association of Mobile Operators. We represent the industry of mobile operators and the mobile ecosystem at large. We have 800. All mobile operators are members of the GSMA. In total, 800 mobile operator groups globally, in addition to 300 technology companies, including all the vendors and companies like Facebook as well. Anybody who's in the mobile ecosystem. Now, the GSMA is very keen on financial inclusion as a representative of the mobile industry because we recognize certain challenges globally. And of course, also certain good things that the mobile industry has arrived at. Of the 7 billion people, or over 7 billion people globally, the vast connectivity platform is the mobile platform, connecting 5 billion individual users. So globally, there are around 8 billion mobile connections, and serving 5 billion 5 billion users globally of the 7 billion. So you still have a challenge of 2 billion people without phone connectivity or without internet connectivity. Even more, or without internet connectivity, around 3 billion people without internet connectivity. Then there are almost 1 billion people globally without any form of identity. So even in some countries, you still have people who are born, but actually without a birth certificate or a passport or ID, which is a major barrier towards financial inclusion. Now, if you tie all these problems together, and if you look at the mobile platform, the most ubiquitous connectivity platform, you can see where it can easily fit. With the SIM card and connectivity, you can have digital identity solutions, you can have authentication solutions, such as Mobile Connect, which is already enabled by 3 billion users globally and with over 70 million active subscribers using it on a monthly basis. You also have mobile money, helping people that are unbanked, hitherto unbanked, to be banked. So a big example I'd like to give is Jordan. Going from the global picture to the smaller picture. The government decided to move away from subsidizing commodities towards cash subsidies. 2 or 3 years ago, the government said we're going to raise the fuel prices, remove the subsidies, and give the needy people cash subsidies. The solution for the government was go to the housing bank and collect your cash subsidies. Now, for many people, the cash subsidy was only 15 or 20 JDs, or 40 JDs, or 25 JDs. Some of them had to pay taxis over 15 Jordanian dinars and line in the queue for over 2 hours to get a net amount of maybe 7 or 10 or 15 Jordanian dinars. Now, if we have more cash subsidies in Jordan now, we have a situation where mobile is the most ubiquitous connectivity platform in the country. Most SIM cards are tied to identities because no SIM card is issued without the requisite ID. So tie in Mobile Connect, which helps you authenticate the users, and give people mobile money accounts. And now you can distribute cash subsidies to all the needy people in Jordan on the press of a button without any hurdles for them or without making their life very hard to collect that tiny amount. So this is the potential that the mobile platform. Of course, as a mobile industry, we're private investors. We want to have a retail investor on our investment. And that's why we like regulations to be in favor of investment in the mobile broadband network infrastructure as well as the mobile money solutions.
Yeah, thank you very much. We touched a bit upon it about the challenges and the impediments to wider financial inclusion. I've got a slide. We did a pre-conference poll where we asked everyone what the biggest impediment to financial inclusion was. And the results, I don't know if you can see behind, that there were 3 options: lack of financial education, lack of trust in the system and the government, and lack of interest from financial institutions. And obviously the biggest response was lack of trust in the system and the government. But how can we overcome that? If this is what people think is the biggest impediment, what can we do?
I think one of the words that was used is to invest responsibly, and I think what it has shown is that definitely we can work with a double bottom line of making enough profit for organizations, but at the same time acting extremely responsibly, because we're talking about a very vulnerable segment of society. And when they need money, they're willing to pay anything to get that extra credit or to be financially included. So I think just to take a step back, when we're talking about financial inclusion, we're talking about the full suite of services. Although the people are less well-to-do, they still need credit, savings, insurance, and all the other services. And for women, that even empowers them more. So suddenly, when a woman has access to her own savings versus having cash in the house where anybody can come and take it, that's a huge empowerment too. So I think going with the clients, understanding their needs first and foremost, to understand what are their needs. Are they really, and we did that research actually, when we moved from credit to insurance, we asked the women, what beyond credit, what do you need? And predominantly what they cared about was the health of their families. And that's how we developed the microinsurance element. So if the clients feel that you are working with them step by step and you really have their interests at heart, this trust is built over time. So some of our clients have been with us for 20 years, have started with a loan of 400 JVs and today are borrowing at 5 or 10,000 JVs. So I think building the trust and really thinking of your long-term investment. I agree that these are private companies that need to make money. But when you're talking about the segment, I think maybe more patience is required and still everybody can win at the end. I think that's really critical to keep because lines are blurring. Mobile companies are going to become banks. Look, we're sitting here talking about financial inclusion and we're not a single bank.
And you're talking about trust, and obviously that involves people.
And that involves people.
But mobile payment involves no, there's no interaction. So the trust, how do you build that trust if you don't have the people and the relationship?
We have some of our clients, for example, with our mobile wallets that we've started, we've asked some of our clients to go and pay at the post office. And they say, no, we like our loan officer, we know her, we're going to go to the branch, we're going to pay there, because that's what we like.
Can I interject on the trust aspect?
Yeah, please.
We already have that trust with the mobile operators. People probably don't like to admit that sometimes, but people charge their phones. The predominance of mobile use in the country like Jordan is what, 96% prepaid? So people actually deposit amounts. They charge their phone with 15 or 20 or 10 Jordanian dinars, and they trust the operator with their money. In a country like Sudan, actually there's been trading. People pay each other with their time. So actually there is a massive amount of trust between the mobile operators and the users, and this has been ongoing because first of all the mobile operators are very extremely regulated by the government on how to handle their user data and how to handle their infrastructure and what they can and what they cannot do with it, unlike many other global players. And also, we already have a situation where millions of JDs are already deposited into the mobile networks on a daily basis. And
Just to fix an inflated number. It's not 10, 15 or 20 GTs, it's 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 GTs.
The final mechanics that you do up there, don't give it down.
Thank you.
Yes,
Ahmed.
What Mona actually said, I totally agree with her. I think that financial institutions need to think differently. They need to move from sales and economic targets to being like financial advisors for their clients. And this is how they build the trust. So, creating reality by advising their client about what is the product, the most suitable for the client. Yes. Refrain from over-indebtedness, because this is a problem here. Worldwide and also starting to appear recently in Jordan, over-indebtedness. Try to create like tailor-made products based on the client needs and the market.
And we mentioned this earlier, the governor mentioned this earlier, the financial literacy and the importance of that, and how they are doing programs with the Ministry of Education. So, it sounds like Jordan is up there in terms of promoting financial literacy, financial education. Is there more that can be done?
Definitely. The central bank has definitely, at least the microfinance sector, has really taken a huge step in supporting the sector. And now, starting June, we'll all be regulated with the central bank, etc. I think what we've learned over the past 20 years is that microfinance doesn't solve poverty. It empowers the majority of our clients within poverty. And the majority of them, I would say even 90% of them, would rather be employed, but they can't find a job, so that they are at the end borrowing this money and making ends meet and having a better life. Their kids are better educated, they have better food at home, so they have more cash at home. But are they all our 135,000 clients, potential small and medium-sized entrepreneurs, they're not. However, we still believe that there's a huge argument to put them on mobile wallets, to make their life easier, to give them a large group of financial services, and really train them on financial literacy. With a minority 5% who are true small and medium entrepreneurs, these people need a different kind of support. They need huge advisory. They need a different team of loan officers who understand their business and who are really their partners, so that they can assess the risk together, so that they can advise the client on when things are looking not great and helping them find solutions. And I think that is really, in my opinion, I've heard a lot of talk about SMEs. We've been working, we have today 6 million JV portfolio in non-bank SME businesses that we've just started. And we've seen that the biggest impediment is that they don't have financial bookkeeping. So they will never go to a bank. The bank will never talk to them. And the question is, well, how can they start? So what we're doing is we're giving them a loan and then asking them to hire an accountant that we've given. We've identified 10. And we tell them we'll give you a loan on condition that you have this accountant who's going to help you bookkeeping. So that's part of financial literacy for the organization.
Thank you. Coming to Yona, I mean, what are, from your view, what are the main barriers to financial inclusion?
To be honest, what our concern is the whole ecosystem of SOHOs and small and medium enterprises and what I would say personal initiatives or individual initiatives of people trying to create their own jobs. Now, if we're talking about the barriers, we're a cash-dependent, culture-based community. So people love to carry cash in their pocket rather than keeping cash in a mobile or needing an account. So people got used to paying cash. So we need to change that. This can change only over time by the proper awareness, as you said, in the education and proper financial literacy awareness efforts across the country. Regulations, as Joel said, is another barrier. For example, I'll tell you, out of the regulation, banks, I think they agree with me on that, they cannot open a bank account for someone who runs business from home because they cannot get what we call it, Rukhsat al-Mihan, and accordingly, bank cannot put an account for them. So those people will suffer opening up an account under their project name. They have to open personal accounts. If they want to deal commercially, they will not be able to deal commercially with that. So regulation overall need revision, to be honest, to enhance the financial inclusion. Central Bank took the lead on the mobile payment. And we always see when the government takes the lead, miracles happen. So in Central Bank, they created the system, they built the proper setup for a mobile payment solution. Jomo Pay plus the E4 platform, which is the online payment platform. And I'll give you an example. My daughters are 16 and 17 now. When I got them credit cards when they were 15 and 16, with a small limit. And they started using it. Today, when we say take cash and keep it with you, say, why don't you increase the limit of our credit card? We don't want the cash. Because they're happy with the experience that they're using credit cards. They go and pay with a credit card. The funny thing is, my middle daughter, I get the report of her credit card. She buys a lot of makeup products online. So I called her and said, what's this? Why do you pay such big quantity of every month you spend all your limit on makeup? She said, no, this is not for me. I said, then what's this? She said, Kylie, which is a makeup brand, do lipsticks, and she puts them online for a limited period of time. So what I do is, I queue, and the minute she launches the product, I buy it, and then I sell it. So the ability to carry the card and do online transaction make of her to think commercially. She's making money, and of course I don't get the money that she said and the profits, but at the end of the day I was happy that she thinks this way. And this is an example of how a 16 years old girl can make business, can utilize the access to fund that she's given for more to go into different channels and start to think, why don't I do some business and make some money? And she's very satisfied with that. And today she's one of the very active online shopping people who does it for herself and the others.
We'll have to invite her to come and see next year.
Why not? The other thing that I want to say, the young one who's like 11 years old also came and said, listen, I play games, I don't want to go and buy CD every time, and I want to do my own purchases as well, so why don't you give me a card like this? They are pushing for it. When we opened up direct operator billing, which is recent, to be honest, I hope that income tax people, they don't exist in this room. But with the direct operator billing, spending of the people online increased. Because without it, they did not have a way to pay online. When we launched an online channel, and we said you can utilize direct operator billing, people are using that and it's growing. It's growing very fast. And there is a fact that we have to take into consideration. Don't quote me on the numbers. I heard the figure. I can't remember if it's the right figure that I have in mind or not. Retail business in the Middle East is around $450 million, if I'm not mistaken. E-commerce part of it is around $20 billion. But the fact, e-commerce is flying so high, and the retail is actually declining. So the e-commerce is building up over the retail industry. Most of the e-commerce projects are not, or there is a good portion of that e-commerce project which is actually startup projects who sells either as brokers, like Cashbasha, for example, the brokers for Amazon. Why they are created in Jordan? Because payments don't exist in Jordan. There's no cash on delivery because customs does not recognize e-commerce products and there's no proper regulation for e-commerce transactions in Jordan. So a broker has to come in the middle and do everything on behalf of the shoppers. So in my opinion, going back to the question, it's the education, it is the regulations, and it is the internet dependency, which is very low in Jordan. Internet utilization is high in terms of capacity, but it's not actually into the right channels of internet usage, and we have to create the internet dependency. There are certain criteria how to measure the internet dependency in each and every country. But from the examples that we see from being involved with the youth, with the schools, with the universities, with the startups and entrepreneurs and individual projects and microfinance companies, we see that there is, we so many times hit the wall with that the system is not upgraded and the ecosystem itself is not created. And one of the main elements that are missing in the ecosystem of Soho's enterprise and small businesses is the financial access to finance and the financial inclusion.
Thank you. And one thing that Neil and Sana said earlier is that the youth want quality, they want speed, they want simplicity. So this is obviously what your daughter is getting, and that's how we transform the mobile financial services here in Georgia. I mean, it sounds like that things are ready to take off, but they haven't quite moved as...
If I talk as a mobile operator in terms of infrastructure, in terms of investments on the ground, the infrastructure is there, the channels are there, the highway is there. The only thing is we need to bring in the cars that can drive on this highway. The speed is available, the capacity is available, and I'll give you an information about internet usage in Jordan. When we started 3G across the kingdom in Jordan 2011, We were talking about, we started at 4 terabytes a day, increased up to 20 terabytes usage of internet per day on our network in Jordan by the end of 2011. 2015, we ended with 350 terabytes a day. Today we are talking about around 550 to 600 terabytes a day. So people are there online. People are there on the internet. That's why Facebook, they have 5 million users in Jordan, 1.5 billion users across the world, and that's why we consider Facebook today is the biggest country in the world, and they started to create their e-commerce platform. Instagram is thinking of starting their e-commerce platform. Snapchat will create their own, because the trend, international trend in commerce is going social. So what we are saying is, we are ready. Now what we need to do is the other sectors has to get together, including the government, including people responsible for the regulation. We have to see the worldwide changes, how to support and improve the access to finance and the financial inclusion, and accordingly how to utilize this infrastructure that exists on the ground worth of billions of dollars that can do better than getting people into the internet and off the internet, or making a call, or sending an SMS. And on that we can actually create a proper ecosystem that can get people, that can get the economy out of its bottleneck, to be honest. In a simple comparison, if I compare Jordan to so many other countries in Europe, in Asia, Denmark, Sweden, Singapore, the resources of these countries are not better than the resources that we have there in Jordan. And the contrary, we have a treasure in Jordan, that's the human capital that we have in Jordan. It's considered the country's best natural resource. If we look at the resources over there compared to the resources here, and why their GDP is 150 billion, or Sweden 570 billion, for example, or there it's 350 billion, and in Jordan it's 30, and you put the comparison, you will find the financial inclusion and the access to finance as one of the main differentiators.
I want to come to you, and let's talk about mobile money. And can you just give us an overview of the developments globally, what's happening in mobile money, before we then look at Jordan itself?
In the MENA region, there are over the exact figure. There are disclosed my colleagues who prepared the numbers for me. 44.1 million mobile money accounts in the Arab world, of which are 13.9 million are active on a 90-day basis. So at least 1 year per days. Very small in the global context. The Arab world is lagging behind. India is a massive highly success story, and the main reason is because Modi's government decided that away with analog, all Indians go digital, and was the government driving that. And on that note, actually, the GSMA and the industry has identified 4 pillars for what we call an enabling regulatory framework that will enable mobile money to grow in any country. The first one of which, that might not be favorable to many in the audience, is not limited to banks. Allow non-banks to offer mobile money solutions, and also allow competition. Don't prescribe interoperability, make it a market-led approach. Allow the mobile money users to use actively and massively agents for cash-in and cash-out transactions. Don't hinder them with KYC rules that are out of the ordinary. And the fourth aspect is make capital requirements proportional to the risks and liabilities of the mobile user. So if the total transactions are, or if the total mobile money size of a certain operator, non-bank operator would be less than 1 million JDs, don't ask for capital requirements of 30 million JDs, for example. So that, we're always lucky, I think, in Jordan, that we're not on the cutting edge of technology, we're not on the cutting edge of regulations. We can look at the 170 countries in the world, and we can see countries that are similar to us, economic and social development, and see what works and what doesn't work. East Africa is actually a great example of
Oh yeah, I want
what
to plug our Euromoney Kenya conference.
Yeah.
Amazing what they're doing.
An Oxford study has decided that M-Pesa alone in Kenya has contributed, I think, 4% of the GDP growth in the total year of 6 years. So, of the total GDP growth in 6 years, M-Pesa alone was 4% of that growth. And so, we have a lot to learn from the Africans on mobile money for the underserved and the unserved.
Is mobile money going to replace banks?
No.
No.
Don't use the word.
Mobile banks, to be honest, they're all friends, good friends actually in the room. Banks prefers the big fish. Mobile money looks at the small fishes all around. So, banks to provide their services that they provide now, they need to invest heavily in the infrastructure to include the 70% or not included in the banking system. So in the contrary, I see the mobile money in the way that is being done in Jordan, and thanks to the central bank for building that, is a complementary role to the banking system.
And it will enhance the deposits. Once it's hopefully expands in Jordan, it will enhance the deposits, the deposit base for the commercial banks in the country.
If I may, yes, so in terms of India, I agree that they had a lot of accounts that were open, but still the jury's still out on how active all of these accounts are. That was a very quick government, top-down, let's make a big win in the media. But I'm not, the jury's still out on that. In terms of M-Pesa, everybody talks about it. The big question is, has it been replicated in many countries? And again, I think the secret with M-Pesa that has not been replicated in many countries is the fact that they really invested in the agent network. And one of the individuals who was actually in charge of pushing M-Pesa to where it has become explained to me how agents who were owners of tiny supermarkets really doubled and tripled their wealth. And I think today in Jordan, I agree with the central bank's support, we really have a very good platform, but I don't necessarily see that we're investing enough in the agent network. We have to do it, and now we're all sitting there waiting. We have 3,000 mobile wallets, but they're more or less dormant, because if our clients today receive money on their phone and can't cash out and they need the money, then that's useless.
All telecom retailers can automatically become your agents, because they already are very
That's not enough to what telecom, because at the end of the day, just to answer, there is the big reports happening on the ground. Maybe the mass did not see it yet, maybe you did not see it yet. It's not yet announced, to be honest. But there are so many mobile money payment companies building up their agent network at the moment, and this is happening. There are so many deals going behind the scenes to be announced shortly where we're going to create as many options. What we realized is, to be honest, the cash in is not the issue. Cash in can be done easily. Cash out and the benefit of the cash out. What advantage do you get if you cash out on those networks is the main challenge. Because cash in is sorted. To be honest, tomorrow we can launch 3,000, 4,000 cash in. Cash in can become easier. One of the barriers, for example, in Jordan we have an odd way of selling scratch cards. Because they ask us to collect the taxes on scratch card before we give the scratch cards out. So the scratch card for voice, for example, the 10 GT scratch card for voice, we have to collect 47% taxes ahead of in advance. So the card goes to the market for like 14.7 as a price. With the margin of the market, maybe it goes to 15 or 16. And on the data, for example, with the new taxes, it's 16%. So 10 GTs goes for 11.6. What we're saying is, why don't we send it as 10 GT? 10 for 10, 15 for 15, and that's what helps M-Pesa to grow. Because the scratch card is the easiest way to cash in. Why don't we send 10 for 10, 5 for 5, 25 for 25, and when they charge their mobile, according to the usage, because we have the system. According to the usage, we charge the tax. You use it for voice, we charge this much, for data this much, for online payment, e-commerce payment this much, and so on and so forth. So that's one of the cash-in channels that will be very easy for people to utilize.
Because if it's used for mobile money, there is no taxes.
Now they don't. Actually, we are not given the approval to issue scratch cards without taxes. That's one, and we are not given the approval to refund the tax if it's used for non-tax transaction. So we'll either need to issue it without tax and collect the tax later, or the approval to refund the tax if people use that card to charge it. For example, if he buys a 10 JD's voice card and he wants to charge his wallet, I charge his wallet for 14.7 and I get back the 4.7 tax collected in the past. That, we will not get this approval or that approval, and that is not helping us as telecom operator, to be honest. Otherwise, our scratch card is the best channel, the best agent network for us, where people can use it and charge their mobile money.
It's going to be a major boon because already people are very comfortable with it, and the vast majority of mobile users already use it, and the vast majority of mobile users in Jordan are more than TV viewers, are more than people with bank accounts, are more than people who drive cars. They're basically the largest segment of the market are the prepaid mobile users. So if they're comfortable with scratch cards, and many of them are unbanked, then it's a very easy way to use scratch cards to bank people.
I'm going to open it up for questions. Does anybody have a question? If I could go to this gentleman at the front here first, and then I'll answer.
Hello, my name is Nabil Tabara, and it happened that I work with Visa. So I would just like to share a few things. I don't want to steal the thunder, but there are certain initiatives being worked on globally to address the exact same objectives that we are discussing here today in terms of financial inclusion, in terms of utilizing innovative solutions such as mobile devices in order to facilitate the whole process. And Visa is launching globally something called M-Visa, started in Kenya and starting in Egypt next month. And this is a new way to complement the efforts of the government for the distribution of subsidies and include more than 20 million people. So we can share a lot on these things going forward, but one thing that I would like to mention here, and we're working very closely with the Central Bank of Jordan as well, in order to see how we can complement and further enable Jomo Pay as a service to address other areas. One of them is cash out, one of them is the element of trust, third is the element of security, and fourth is the element of international acceptance. So there are certain ways and means today in order to address those topics and avoid replicating the whole payment ecosystem, yet enabling all the new included areas, especially working with non-traditional players, like the companies that the gentleman here in the ladies are representing going forward.
Thank you very much. Sir, in the middle.
Thank you. Jordan has been a leader in using iris recognition technology at ATM machines.
Is Imad Nahas still here? Is Imad here? I had him on stage last year. He's gone already.
So since last year, over $700 million have been paid to Syrian refugees with their irises only at ATM machines, without bank accounts, without cards, without pins. And this could be also the solution for cash out. So this hopefully will help in financial inclusion. So Muna's beneficiaries can cash out at ATMs, and all they need is just to be identified by you with their national ID numbers. Because all Jordanians now, when they renew their smart cards, their smart identity cards, and their passports, their irises are being enrolled. That's the first thing that they do. So by June, the whole Jordanian population would have their irises entrusted by the government. The Citizen Status and Passport Department is responsible for that. So they are the entrusted party that can issue and can avail this service to all service providers.
What kind of ID did you use for the refugees?
No ID, no eyes.
Yeah, but you said for Jordanians you need your national ID card and to link it to your iris. So for the refugees,
So the refugees are registered by UNHCR.
so they have either
So UNHCR is the nation of refugees. They're the authority that can vouch for any refugee's identity.
If you allow me, Kareem, there are discussions of using iris and other ID recognition technologies in terms of point of sale, rather either it's for financial payments, refugees, or whatever the reason is. Now, for example, I'll give you the example. On the documentation of the line, we're talking about fingerprints. Who keeps the fingerprint? Who takes the responsibility of the records? Either it's iris or fingerprints. It cannot be with private sector, it cannot be with telecom operators or any other private sector. So there has to be a centralized data warehouse where if I want to have access to that data warehouse and activate the fingerprint or the iris, it has to go into that centralized data warehouse, which is the civil department, and cross-check it over there online without us having the real access to the records of fingerprints or iris. That's dangerous. And this is highly secure, confidential information that cannot be made public for everyone. So that's one of the topics that is being discussed. Using iris as a verification is also being discussed. For example, at the company, we're looking at using the iris that we can keep for our employees because we're keeping their fingerprints for the attendance system.
We sort of got to wrap up. I'm really sorry. But perhaps continue.
Yes, now we're discussing that part. It's going to be kept with the government, and accordingly, there will be an API that can cross-match the iris or the fingerprint.
Thank you. Just quickly, what one thing would you like to change to improve financial inclusion?
I think we need to look differently at companies that want to grow and really help them take the first step into financial inclusion. Because I think we tend to go around in circles. Companies need to be successful and have a proven success to be able to borrow. And we need to find very intelligent ways to assess risk of companies that have less of a track record. And I think there is enough research that is giving us now tools to be able to assess companies with their potential to succeed before they have great financial statements of years that can prove that they have been already successful before we can.
As an impact investor, we are not interested only in providing funding to financial institutions. However, we also provide technical assistance. We try to help financial institutions to improve its internal capacity, invest more in its staff in order to develop better products and approach SMEs or MSMEs in a different way. Also, to expand the product offering to develop new technology. So we are also working with the Central Bank of Jordan on developing financial education brochure, and also we are conducting SME. We will conduct SME workshop in cooperation with the Central Bank in April during the Arab Day of Financial Inclusion. Yes, also we are organizing a special contest for, we call it Includers in May, which actually encouraging the fintech startups to provide new and innovative ideas for financial inclusion.
First, fintech is a hot topic. It's a growing industry. We would love to see all stakeholders, banks, telecom operators, venture capitalists, incubators, accelerators, to pay attention to that. It's something that we have to keep it on the priority list. On another note, since always in management there's so many challenges, but to be honest, from where I stand in terms of the entrepreneurial ecosystem and the startup ecosystem, I think we are achieving progress. And I do see on the access to finance and the financial inclusion, again, I have to say, express my big thanks to the central bank for the initiative and taking the lead into building up the mobile payment solution that I believe will play a major role in the financial inclusion and access to finance in a very short. Right now, the bank people using e-wallet are growing and the numbers are doubling every month. So imagine if that trend goes into the mobile payments, using e-wallet from a mobile wallet. Because the bank people are now dependent on e-wallet when they pay for e-wallet. So I think it's happening. We're reaching there. We need just a collective effort just to gather all these scattered initiatives here and there, put them under one umbrella and give it one push forward, which I think it's going to happen sooner or later. And I would say, again, I want to stress the fact that infrastructure is ready and it can be utilized. It's a beautiful infrastructure with the reach, as Joel said, we reach almost everybody. Our addressable market went down to 6 years old today, so we have 6 years old and 5 years old users on the network. That's how much the mobile network covers in Jordan. We're at around 150-160% penetration rate. It's the users, not subscribers. I have to say illegal. No. But to ask you the question, do you get them off or you guide them how to use it? Because I'm facing that challenge myself. Do I just say, don't carry a mobile, don't go into the internet? Or do I have to give them the access and give them the right guidelines how to use the internet? And there are tools, by the way, how you can control it and monitor it.
This is a whole lot. Let's end with you.
I'll share a very short anecdote. I was once at Kamsa. We were with consultants talking about the young banks in Jordan, and we decided to do an informal survey of the waiters in Kamsa who upscale coffee shop in Jordan. Coffee shop such restaurants such owned by the waiter. I asked the waiter and said, "Okay, do you have a bank account?" He goes, "Yes, I just recently started a bank account because Crumbs pays my salary into the bank account." Before that, this Amman dwelling, educated young man did not have a bank account because his simple answer was, I never had money to leave the bank account. So how do you increase financial inclusion in Jordan? Is put more money in people's pockets. I will wear my Jordanian hat, the GSNA hat in my next, my proposal here. Jordan desperately needs a system of sales tax rebates to refund a lot of the sales tax payments that the middle class and the poor class, the poor segment of society pays. And then you can, once you institutionalize the sales tax rebates against invoices, you will reduce sales tax evasion, you will increase income tax collection from businesses, and more importantly, you put more money in the middle classes and the poor people of Jordan. And then when you tell them, I'm going to refund your sales tax, don't let them go queue in front of a bank. Give them the option of a mobile money wallet.
Thank you very much, Jared. Thank you. Thank you to all of my speakers. Please